Hello and welcome to Fantasy Football Focus, and we return with some FPL community teams. They're all ready, they're drafted for game week 1, and I'll be rating them and seeing what I think to each individual's team. So first up, here you can see we have FPL Integrity. Make sure you give them a follow. All the tags will be up there so you can follow them. And we can see instantly he's gone with the 4.5 Alex McCarthy in goal, Southampton goalkeeper. A lot of the community have gone with him. Fixtures on and off to begin with, not terrible, but most people are set and forget on goalkeepers. Then we move into his defence. TAA, well, I like that. Everybody's got to have a TAA in their team. Look at the points that he clocked up last season. You want them points in your team at the end of the season to add to your overall score. Absolutely. It's scary to go without him. And then we've got Vinagre in there. It's quite a popular pick at 4.5 for Wolves. There are a few question marks over Vinagre. Will he start or not? Is he leaving? But we'll see. As we get closer, that will become more clearer. But absolutely fine at 4.5. Then we've got Justin from Leicester. Game time might be in question as well because of Castagne, their new signing that they got. So it'll be interesting. But I would say Brendan Rodgers is more than likely to start Justin just because of the experience. He's had some game time and you go with what you know and then you ease your new players in. That brings me on to William Saliba. Now, I know that at 4.5 he could be an absolute gem. Arteta, I feel, has a good taste for players. He's already started changing things there, and I think this guy is a great defender. Good track record so far, and at 4.5 could be a real steal. With David Luiz out injured as well, could well start in Arteta's team. And then Integrity, we move into the midfield. So Kai Havertz. Taking the gamble on Kai Havertz, as is many people. I have to admit that I'm guilty of that as well. Kai Havertz, great asset, Bundesliga player for Leverkusen, fantastic. So I expect him to hit the ground running. With players like Ziyech out injured, just means more room for him. Heard that Pulisic might be playing as well. Aubameyang as his vice-captain. Aubameyang now moved to the midfielder role, as everyone knows, so could well be extra points this season. It's exciting times. And he's paired him with Mo Salah here. Captained Mo Salah, backing him, backing the form, backing the points. Fair enough. There's a lot of Mo Salah or no Salah in the community, and you're either one or the other. And he's gone with Mo. Timo Werner. Great German striker. He's scored international goals. He scored against Brighton in a friendly. Great goal record in the Bundesliga. Speaks for itself. I expect him to adapt to the Premier League quite good and clock up the FPL points this season. And then he's got Antonio at Newcastle and Mitrovic against Arsenal. Antonio, we know he's been on fire. He's classified as a striker now for West Ham. So if he carries on the form he did, could well do very well. Mitrovic, we know he's got Premier League experience, likes to bully defences. Can he bully a new Arsenal defence, catch them off guard, or are they organised? We shall see. His fixture might not start good, but he's got some good run of fixtures, Mitrovic, after that. And then we look down on the bench. It's a budget goalkeeper in Nyland at 4.0. Is just sort of like a placeholder, just whatever. We're not even bothered about that. Stevens and Bernardo. So Stevens 4.5. He got 1 assist last season, 63 points. So not bad at the cost of 4.5. Quite a budget option. I mean, what else can you do at 4.5 really? And then Bernardo at 4.0 didn't really do a lot last season, but could well get minutes, but we'll see. And Oriol Romeu, we know, is a bit of a defensive player in the midfield, so don't really like him getting points. Don't think he will clock up that many points. So let's just review the team in general. I quite like it. The players that I don't like, and again guys, it doesn't matter because we all manage the game our own way. There's no wrong or right. There's logic to every player. Every player can have his day, but the players that I wouldn't have in here are Mitrovic or Romeo. I wouldn't have. I think them two are the main ones. I mean, obviously Stevens Bernardo probably won't get you points, but I can understand when you're trying to manage the budget, you just get in whoever you can. And Stevens could well get a lot of minutes for Brighton, so that's not too bad. But Mitrovic and Romeo, bar after game week 1, Mitrovic will have some tasty fixtures. Those are the changes I'd probably make. And then that will bring us on to our next team, which will be Sean FPL. Followed at Sean_FPL. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. And he's gone for McCarthy in goal, just like the last team, Integrities. And then we've got Robertson, Doherty and Johnson in defence. Johnson, bit of a budget enabler, that's fair. Doherty and Robertson, both attacking defenders, exactly what you want to look for in a team. Robertson looked very tasty in the Community Shield, getting cross after cross, so could lead to assist after assist. We've got Salah and Aubameyang, two big hitters in the midfield, which can allow you to switch to a KDB or Bruno in game week 2, if you so wish. And then we've got Traore and St. Maxim, both very similar players in the way they've got a bit of flair. They like to attack and really get at defences. Both capable of providing returns. Traore should be getting more starts. St. Maxim at Newcastle has got Callum Wilson joining him there, and Ryan Fraser. They're becoming a bit of a force there late on in the transfer window. So St. Maxim due returns, I'm sure. Antonio going with the lockdown form, which is fair enough. Danny Ings, who always punishes me. God damn you, Ings. But yeah, great player pick at 8.5. And Timo Werner, as discussed before, the German, I think he's going to adapt to the Premier League just fine. In that Chelsea attacking team, he'll be fantastic. And then you've got White of Brighton, Reed of Fulham and Taylor of Burnley ready to come in. I like that. Burnley defender, going for a nice choice there, because the Burnley defence can turn out to be quite strong and ready to bring in. Probably will rotate quite nicely with your other defenders. Reed budget, White budget, what can you say? When you've spent the money on Aubameyang and Salah like that, obviously Werner, Ings quite highly priced, then you're not left with much for your budget enablers. Maybe you could get in someone from the Palace defence, Mitchell, he's a cheap option. Someone like that, or the new Newcastle defender. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he came from Norwich. You'll know who I am on about when you see this video, guys. I forgot his name, but I've got him in my team. Don't tell anyone. So yeah, that's a nice team, Sean. Absolutely. And I think I forgot to give Integrity a rating out of 10. So I'd give Integrity's team a 8 out of 10. I'll give Sean's team here an 8 out of 10 as well. Fairly balanced, the same as Integrity's. With your budget on the bench, that's fine. Yeah, another 8. So that's 2 8s down. And let's go on to the next review. Brings us to FPL Codebreaker. Here we are, chap. So yet again, another McCarthy, popular choice in goal. Very common theme in the community. Nothing wrong with that. Great budget enabler. Johnson in the defence again. Another one with Johnson. Justin in there. I'd expect Brendan Rodgers will start him, but who knows with the new guy that's coming, Castagna. We'll see. TAA, we like it because on set pieces does the job. Burr in the Wolves defence could be a sneaky little starter there in game week 1 for Wolves. There's whispers that he could well start. We'll see if it does. That pays off as a budget enabler. That would be a nice little move there. And that has then enabled you to go Mane, Aubameyang, Dele Alli and the amazing Pereira for West Brom. That Pereira looks a good player, but as a team, are West Brom going to be strong enough? Will they rely too heavily on Pereira? But for sure, he must have goals in his lockers. I like this code breaker. Danny Ings and Werner up front. And Dallas, Gordon and Davies on the bench. Davies ready to come in on game week 2. Oh, I like it. Gordon could get a sneaky little few minutes here and there. Dallas will probably get minutes. You've obviously benched him because of the Liverpool game. Nyland as your spare goalkeeper. Yeah. I tell you what, I really like this team. If the Burr comes off and the Pereira manages to get a goal, I think everyone else here could do well. If Justin starts, Burr gets a special sneaky start. You have called that very well, my friend. So if you do, let me know. Be in touch with me. But this team, again, I'm going to have to go with another 8 out of 10 for me. Another 8 out of 10. All these teams are fairly balanced and they speak volumes for themselves. And yeah, if your Burr comes off, your Pereira gets a goal and Justin starts, I'd have to up it to a 9 out of 10. But because it's unlikely at this stage, it's going to have to be an 8 out of 10. So nice one, Codebreaker. There you go, buddy. So we go over to FPL Executive. And again, here we can see, oh, he's got an injured Ferguson on the bench. I'm sure he must change that unless he is waiting for him to return because he knows he'll be in the starting lineup. Immediately that had to catch my eye because it's in red, obviously. McCarthy in goal. Again, another McCarthy in a row. Very popular choice. TAA Vinagre. Very popular options there as discussed earlier. I've gave the reasons why already. You know, free kicks, Wolves asset, attacking, cheap budget option. Eric Dyer, now that's an interesting one in the defence. Definitely could be a starter under Mourinho and capable of getting the odd goal here and there. Be interesting to see if that pays off. And then in your midfield, you filled it with 5 players. Nice. St. Maxim, a bit of flair. Salah and Aubameyang, the big hitters. Son, who likes to be a main focus in the Tottenham team. And Iosi Perez against West Brom could be a nice sneaky shout. We know what Perez is capable of. And against West Brom could well nick a goal. Absolutely. This is what I like. All these managers thinking differently. I do like that. Absolutely. And I do think Executive said Perez a placeholder until game week 2. I think he said for Greenwood. And absolutely, Perez against West Brom, nice easy fixture, capable of scoring, placeholder, lovely jubbly, game week 2, you get Greenwood in and he hits the ground running. I think Greenwood's going to do very well. So you've planned ahead a bit here, few tactics, nice, thank you for sharing them, Executive. Mitrovic, I've said my piece on him earlier, bad first fixture, but quite capable of getting a goal against anyone, bullying a defence. And if Arsenal's a new fresh defence there with Saliba and Gabriel could get caught out, or are they going to be organised and do the job? I mean, the way that they play out from the back, Arsenal under Arteta, I don't see Fulham getting any joy, but could be totally wrong. Werner, I've said about the German's going to adapt well. He's going to do great this season. Nyland is your second keeper. Taylor and Davies coming in for your game week 2. I do like the Taylor of Burnley coming in as a defensive option. I love that. So, yes, nice team, Executive. I am going to rate this. Here we go. What am I going to rate this out of 10? I'm going to rate this. I'm going to rate it a 9 out of 10. Just above everyone else so far. The reason why is I like the fact that tactically what you told me with your plans. So because you shared that, I have to show the appreciation. Give you 9 out of 10. Perez could do something in game week 1, then you swap it for Greenwood. Greenwood carries on. Mitrovic could well bully the defence. We'll see, but I wouldn't pick Mitrovic as I said earlier. So Dyer's a bit different, but he's still probably a good starter. Plenty of minutes there and can get something from set pieces. So yeah, I'm going to give you a 9 out of 10 for this. I just like how this midfield is with 5 strong players, all capable of hauling. I like that, Executive. 9 out of 10, buddy. Then another friend of the show, Razvan Pristavu. Follow him at rpristavu on Twitter. Really lovely guy. So let's get into it, buddy, for you. McCarthy again in goal. Obviously a common theme here, TAA in the defence, nothing wrong with that, great player on the free kicks, we've discussed it in the video already. Egan, different type of player there, but solid in that Sheffield United defence. A nice point scorer in Egan. Saliba, wonderful 4.5 budget enabler, but it's going to be a steal at 4.5. I feel confident in that. And then in the midfield, Aubameyang, St. Maxim, Højbjerg. Could he have a different role at Spurs? Could he really get in on the points? Let's see. Is he really that attacking? Son and Salah. So again, the Son one, we know how well Son likes to do in a Tottenham shirt. Very well. He can be a sneaky player. I've actually got on him at the right time last season and got me a big point haul. The rest of my season went after that, but I do remember Son getting some decent points for me. So, yeah, starting off with him, he can hit the ground running. But could Everton prove to be a bit of a nail in their side and trip them up? I mean, but Everton players will have to adapt as well. I suppose Højbjerg will. So it's going to be an interesting game, that one, the Spurs-Everton. I'll be keeping my eyes on that game. And then you've gone for Razvan, you've gone for Vardy and Danny Ings up top. Two Mr. Reliables. And yeah, I'll tell you now, I've got Vardy up front. First game week, I'm sticking to him. There's no way I'm changing. Against West Brom, I've got a feeling he's going to do it. Golden Boot winner, and I think his percentage is quite low owned. That's all I'll say. Top rating. This is going far with me already, as you can hear by the you know, the praise for Vardy. I was going to say something else and I thought I'd better not in my video, but yeah. Douglas on the bench, Branthwaite in there as well, who could get minutes for Everton. Branthwaite, he's had some pre-season minutes. He's a youngster they're trying to get through. Could find a few minutes, so you've got him there, ready to keep an eye on him. Wickham will eventually come back in, and I think Wickham does fancy getting involved in a few goals as well. So interesting team there, Razvan. I will give you a... I'd give this a 9 out of 10 as well. I really will. I love the defence. I like the Egan differential. I know the fixtures aren't great. I know they start against Wolves. But if it pays off in game week 1 and you get a clean sheet, my friend, that will be amazing. That really will. And Vardy, I expect him to be banging him in. Højbjerg has got to adapt possibly. But he knows the Premier League already. But that would be one thing. I wouldn't have Højbjerg in there. It would be like a Romeo to me. I don't see him as much of a point scorer, but could be wrong. I mean, and like I said, there's no wrong or right decisions. We're all managers, and yeah, absolutely good luck to you in game week 1, sir. Well done. 9 out of 10. Go over to a good friend of mine in the Twitter chat, is FPL Zol. So, a new keeper. Finally, we have a new goalkeeper. Ryan in goal of Brighton. I think Brighton goalkeeper could clock up a lot of save points. Brighton have strengthened their defence, and it could be just enough to be strong enough that even against the bigger sides, it brings out a lot of save points for Ryan. And he did like to clock saves up last season. I think with a stronger defence, he could well be a bit of a hidden gem there. Nice choice, Sal. KWP in the defence, attacking defender, cheap budget option. We're not left with much in terms of budget, but he's about as attacking as you could get for budget. And TAA speaks for itself. Another Egan pick. I'm liking these Egan pick, guys. That's 2 now. Yeah, I think that's a good gem. 2 big hitters in Aubameyang and Salah again. Son in there, quite a popular choice, I suppose. St. Maxim, very popular. Werner, Calvert-Lewin up front. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, my friend. His fixtures after Tottenham are green, 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 green. They are go, go, go for points. Mitrovic, I've already said my piece on him. I'm 50-50 with him. I wouldn't have him, but I don't see nothing wrong with the choice at the same time. Calvert-Lewin, though, he could even get a goal with the strength of the midfield. James Rodriguez setting up Calvert-Lewin. Can you imagine it now? Everton have really strengthened. He could do very well after this. I'd be dreading to be missing out on him after that, to be absolutely honest with you. And then Basuma, I think he got a goal, didn't he, in a friendly, and there was a bit of hype around that. So, you know, logical explanation, coming off a little bit of form, and it's away into minutes for Brighton. Benched, ready to come in for game week 2. Taylor, I love. Mitchell, we know, starts for Palace. This is a good team again. I'm going to have to give this team another 9. I really dig the Calvert-Lewin pick and the Egan pick, like I said. Yeah, I like this, buddy. FPL Zol, well done. So that, guys, I really enjoyed. Thank you all for getting your teams into me in the Twitter community. And don't forget, if you're new here, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to it. Hit that bell notification so you get updated future videos. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching.